It's the 12th of December 2018. I'm David Griffin. I'm here at the Area Wash Museum in Ilkeston. I'm talking to
Danny Corks.
Danny. We're on our third interview and we've only reached your 18th birthday. But we've had some fascinating reminiscences and memories thus far. So as an adult at the age of 18, you've had an experience of playing representative cricket with the Derbyshire under 18s,
I think it was under 18.
The county side. And you've got an ambition to play county cricket, which is never realised, but obviously you continue to play cricket. So as an adult, what was your cricketing life like?
I remember Donald Carr's brother, Major Carr I think it was, and he had been, I think he was a secretary actually.
Douglas?
Douglas was it? Yeah, that's right. Well, I think he might have been an old reputable man like Donald was, I think. And but it was okay. He said, right, sit down, let's sort of, probably be August, September. And he said, we'd like to offer you terms next season, join the club and ground, you see, as a professional really, I suppose, but we'd pay you see, but it wouldn't be a lot of money. Derbyshire never did pay a lot of money out, did they really? And I didn't even get expenses to travelling on buses, but it didn't matter, I wanted to be a cricketer. And I said, well, I'd love to, I said, but I'd rather finish my apprenticeship first. I mean, I'm halfway through an apprenticeship, see. And in those days, it was everything to be a skilled man, apprentice. Otherwise, I'd have been labouring at Stanton, shoving a barrow around for the rest of my life. And I didn't want that. I said, the problem is, when you get to 21, you've got to go in the army, which I did. You'll be 23 when you come out, which I was. He said, you're too old then. And he's quite right. So I turned it down. I was actually offered terms with Derbyshire, I turned it down. So my cricketing career, well, it basically finished me. I didn't go to the nets much more after that because I wasn't going to be on the club and ground, anything like that. And so then my Stanton career continued, like, you know, local cricket basically. Not league cricket, there was not much league cricket about in those days. And then in the army, which I'd never played cricket in the army, I was on a tank landing craft and I was on the Suez crisis in '56.
Right.
And I was a marine engineer, you see, because I saved my time, so I got on this boat, you see. Soon after basic training, I was on my way to Suez, '56.
Were you hoping to play cricket in the army? Because so many people who are talented sportsmen had a whale of a time.
Yeah, I was. I wanted to go in the army, a lot didn't. I wanted to go, and I was the only one at home. I needed to get away. You know, I've been on Crompton Street, went to Cape Callum all my life after, and I needed to get away. And so, but with Suez coming up, there were 3 postings, you see. Christmas Island, which I'm glad I didn't go to, and I wanted to, because it was the other end of the world.
That was where the nuclear
Absolutely,
tests
most of them are dead now through cancer, you see. And Cyprus, which was Brian Eaton went to, bullets were flying there. But being a skilled man, with a short course on diesel engines, I said, you're going on tank landing craft. So I never actually played. I played hockey, because I played for the county at hockey as well. Never actually played cricket in the army. But it's a pity in a way, because, well, I wanted to travel. I didn't want to be stuck at permanent staff. And I'd been permanent staff at Aldershot for 2 years. I didn't want that. I wanted to travel. So, in a way, I never bowled a ball in the army at all for 2 years. Well, on leave, I'd come back and play for Stanton, you see, which is okay. And my 2 years was up, you know. I came back, started with Stanton again. And in fact, I think 65. Now I'll be 25, wouldn't I? Yeah.
And was there formalised cricket by this point? Was Stanton playing league cricket?
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But I still hold the record at Stanton. I got 2 centuries in one weekend. Foreman's Athletic, which is a printing company in Nottingham, I got 125 in 75 minutes. And Colville Town the next day on a Sunday, we played Sundays then, by the way, didn't much before 1950, playing Sundays. I got another century and it took me 95 minutes. And the headline in advertising, Corks is very slow this time, you know, sort of thing, after 75 minutes. Anyhow, I still hold the record. Nobody's done it since at Stanton, but they ain't got a club now, anyhow. And so that's okay. But then it was a bit about 1960, say.
So you came out of the army which
1958.
Yeah.
2 or 3 more years at Stanton. And I thought, I want to play league cricket. Well, casuals which my dad had always umpired for, I got a slight affection for him, if you like, you know. And Shipley as well, because my dad had umpired for Shipley. So, but Butch Mellors, yeah, Butch Mellors, has he ring a bell? He played for Derbyshire Seconds as a stumper, he played for Shipley. Quite a good cricketer, Butch was, Gordon Baker. But Casuals was my dad umpired for him a lot in the 40s, so I got an affection for them. They were starting to play league cricket, so I left Stanton, and a lot of trouble over it because they didn't want me to leave, and joined the Casuals.
And which league were they playing?
I think for a start, something like the Notts Village League or combination.
Yeah.
It was in the Notts leagues, and for some reason, I don't know why, because we're Derbyshire teams, even Stanton was more tied in with Notts and Derbyshire really, until later on.
But I suppose it was partly to do, interesting, I was talking to people at Whitwell who always played basset law cricket against Notts sides,
yeah.
Because the geographically they were so close to the border.
It might be that.
Which is why I suppose the Border League was formed all those years
well,
ago.
before the war, Stanton did have Border League teams.
Right.
They played Border League, and I knew quite a few of the pre-war players, and but the so basically.
Sorry, so you went to Casuals?
I went to Casuals. I think it was the Notts combination or the Notts Village League, and it was quite good standard. And we played against teams like Kimberley, who is it Notts Alliance?
Yeah.
One of the Notts Premier Leagues or something like that. And Blythe Colliery. They were the teams the really good teams. They used to win the Basset Law League most years, and they were battle royals. We'd get 250 in 2 hours, and they'd knock them off, or vice versa in 2 hours, like, you know, because there wasn't timed matches or overs matches. You had to declare, you see, and sometimes if a team hadn't got enough runs to bat it on, there was a lot of trouble.
Yep.
You like to play for 2 hours if you could, have tea, another 2 hours. Didn't start at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock like they do today. The basics start off 2, 3 o'clock. Play till 8 o'clock, you know, but the Blythe they got, Steve Yates, he was not second team player. And once I played against Bill Vose, and Bill Vose was still quick, but not as quick, of course he'd be.
Bill Vose, of course, had played on the bodyline.
Oh, absolutely. Bill Vose was probably 50 years of age,
yeah.
And he played for the coal board at Blythe. He was
just when you mentioned Coal, and you also mentioned Foreman's, because they produced printed the Evening Post.
They did, yeah.
So there was a lot of cricket based on, and your own cricket was in Stanton. So that's changed massively, hasn't it?
Oh, it's
every
different.
Colliery, the co-op, the businesses.
You can't believe it. I mean, every company had a cricket team. I mean, players, boots, you know, Rolls Royce. We played Battle Royal. In fact, Rolls Royce had teams like George Bickerworth, Freddie Tappin, and these had played for Derbyshire Seconds. Jack Astle, all been played for Derbyshire Seconds in the 40s, if you like. They were Rolls Royce men, and they were good batches. They were. And
well, why did businesses or pits, collieries, why did they have sports teams? Was it seen as a good thing to do?
I think it was morale. I think it was morale and family connections, and it's as simple as that. I think that they all had the institutes, like miners' welfares, weren't they? Yeah. Well, the cricket and football teams, boxing teams, didn't they? Ilkeston did, and some of them, most like Gordon Beard, he played for Alfred and Colliery. I don't think his dad and Arthur Beard had the Speeds car thing in Alfred in those days. That was his uncle. But his dad might have been a miner. But Gordon played for, in opposition to me, he played for the Colliery, you see. And they were always battle royals again, the mining teams, you know, Jacksdale and Pinkston. I mean, remember that Teversall, of course, true. Because, well, Stanton owned a lot of the collieries, you see, like Teversall and Silverhill, Billsthorpe, and of course it's collieries based on the ironworks. In fact, they had what's called not a club cup, a departmental cup, a works trophy, as well as departmental, where you played the evening matches against different concrete plant versus furnaces or something like that. These were Holwell and Stanton, or Stanton against Teversall Colliery.
Was it friendly rivalry?
It wasn't friendly.
Really?
So it was not.
So why was the rivalry between Stanton, which was an ironworks, and a colliery team?
Because they're owned by this company. There's some sort of intense, not jealousy, but we're playing the bloody ironworks today, like, we've got to sort them out, you know.
Right.
We were playing the collieries, like, we're not going to let them beat us, like, you know.
Right.
And so there was a lot of gamesmanship and,
Really?
you know, well, there was really. I wouldn't say cheating, gamesmanship, you know. I mean, if you were backing up just a foot with a bat at the bowler's end, they'd stop and not even warn you and flick your barrels off an appeal.
But I suppose these were hard, tough men, weren't they? They were used to working
down the
very...
pit 9 hours a day,
Yeah.
6 days a week, you know, and drinking like fish. I mean, I remember that stumper at Alford, Gordon is not here nowadays, now he's Gordon, and he'd tell you he'd lost his toes in a pit accident. But he used to stand right up to the stump like that, and he'd keep the stumps at the bottom so the bails went off.
Yeah.
Trying to make out you'd been bowled.
Oh, right.
That's how they were in those days. But we were aware of it, you know. We knew what was going to happen, you know, and you grin at him sort of thing. But, you know, but I said it was friendly, but intense.
Yeah.
But no bad language like you get today.
But presumably a tough kind of cricket which you wanted to play.
Absolutely. That's why I left Stanton.
Yeah.
You know, don't get me wrong, Stanton was, there was no quarter given in friendly matches. Again, Rolls Royce and players and that, they were very intense matches. You wanted to win them. Some excellent cricket, some ex-Derbyshire and Notts sailing team players, like, you know. And but I wanted a different type of cricket.
Yeah.
And I wanted what I call a pre-war type of cricket, which Stanton was involved in, border league if you like.
Yeah.
But in those days, you couldn't travel. You didn't want cars, you see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no use me saying I could have played for Kimberley or somewhere. You couldn't get to Kimberley for a start, you know. So casuals played on the wreck, and that's where I enjoyed my cricket as casuals, quite honestly, until my hips packed up.
And how long did you play cricket for, Danny?
I played till I was 32, and then my ankles and hips started to pack up.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think I'd have made a county cricketer.
No.
I think my body wouldn't have stood it. For what I did as a quick bowler and batsman, I wasn't built for it. As Freddie Truman always said, you had a big backside, which I never did have anyhow, like, you know. And I never above 10 stone in my prime.
But your interest in the game, presumably, you retained it.
Oh,
even after you stopped playing.
Yeah, but what happened was, I had to finish because my bones were packing up on me. Well, I had a new hip operation when I was 39. So I had about 8 or 9 years out of the game. Then I made a comeback with Stanton. I played another 12 years with Stanton till I was 50.
So this is throughout your 40s? And
50s, early 50s, yeah, 52, I was 52 or 3.
Right.
Yeah, so...
And had your pace dropped by then? Or were you still
well,
trying to bowl fast?
No, well, the pace hadn't dropped particularly, but my hip wouldn't stand up to the 12-yard run-up or something like that, you see, thumping your grip. That's why I've got bad hips. Thumping my leg into the ground, I think my knees have shot it and all. But I'm not bothering with them, I'm too old to bother with them, I can live with that. I've had 3 hips altogether. I saw through sport, ankles, you know, what can you do? You still do it again, wouldn't you?
And was the cricket as enjoyable after that spell out?
It was.
Through your 40s and into your
Yes,
50s?
it was really. Don't get me wrong, I was still batting as well as I ever did. But obviously I had to just take a 2 or 3 yard run up to bowl, which I was never quite the bowler I used to be. But the batting, yes, I got a couple of 2 or 3 centuries in my 40s, you know, and with Stanton, about 6 with Stanton altogether, a couple of casuals, and so, yes, it was still just as enjoyable. But when I was about 52, I thought, you know, there's some youngsters coming through. I ought to pack up and then get in, because that was my trouble when I was young. You couldn't get in the team because of the old has-beens, if you like. I packed up and of course they got caught in and they packed up. So I wish I'd have carried on a bit longer. I could have carried on a bit longer. But I had to have a runner for a year or 2 when I was batting, because the hips, they jarred me. I couldn't run. So basically I was just, I won't say I was a passenger, but I was limited, put it like that.
And the modern game, presumably, I mean, you look at the way the game is now, we've talked at length about these colliery teams and Stanton and the works teams, they've largely disappeared, haven't they? Do you see a much different game, or is it still the same game but just a bit?
No, it's totally different. I watch a lot of Derbyshire Premier League. I watch Ockbrook, and where I watch play. I watch Spondon play. I watch Sandiacre play a lot. there's a lot more nastiness in the game today. They always argue with the umpire for a start. You know, always never seem to accept the decision. They're chucking the bat down as a walk-off. You know, it's very, I don't know, what's the matter with the modern, I mean, I think it all comes from top-class cricket. They show it in top-class cricket, just the same, the sledging. No sledging in those days. I can't remember any sledging whatsoever. I mean, I'd field in slips and later on in life, and I'd say, so the batsman could hear me like, crack, it's moving the ball today, our bowler. It wasn't moving to an inch, like, you know, that's gamesmanship really. And so the batsman's then going to look for a ball that isn't moving. But, you know, sledging, you can't do it actually. I'm glad I don't play the modern game. It was more sporty, gentlemanly if you like, but intense, very intense. Rivalry, local rivalry, yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Well, it's obviously been a wonderful cricketing life that you've had.
Yeah.
You said in the very first line of the first interview you couldn't remember a time when you'd not had a bat in your life.
Yeah,
if you could pick one memory from your cricketing life, I know it's difficult, but if you could pick one memory or one day to go back to, what would it be?
I think I'd like to pick 3.
Yeah.
Or what weekend I got 2 centuries.
Yeah.
When I won the Sunday People Award at Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
And when I bowled at Fenners.
Yeah.
When my best performance, 5 for something or other, and that was great because I knew what great players had played there. Because I'm like you, I'm a bit of a historian, a cricket historian. I've got loads and loads of books, like, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've read them all, but I read the lives of Jack Hobbs and Walter Hammond, Keith Miller, you know, Dennis Compton. My heroes really, more than the modern cricketers. I ain't got any modern cricketers who are heroes, quite honestly. Only sobers, people like Les Jackson, of course, if I call them modern cricketers. But, you know, these Frank Woolley and Neville Cardus, what a writer.
Wonderful writer.
Oh, gosh, sure, I got a few of his books. Talks about A.C. McLaren of Lancashire. Of course, it was an Edwardian, wasn't he, Neville Cardus? And he was a Lancashire man, wrote for the Manchester Guardian. I used to take that every week just to read his column. And he used to have a column on classical music. Now, his words were so great, I used to read it, but I hadn't got a clue what he was talking about. But it was so fascinating to read it, like, you know. And of course, people like that. And I met at Trent Bridge, what do you call it, the cricket writer. Oh dear, he was a bit of a snob actually. And I've met him at Trent Bridge having a cup of tea with John Graveney. And his first cricket, it'll come to it in a minute, used to broadcast on...
John Howlett?
No, another one.
Johnston?
No, it will come to me. Cambridge man, I think. And I says, did you know in the library at Trent Bridge, and they've got a good library at Trent Bridge, Peter Winters, you've got all your reports from the newspaper you wrote to, Times or somebody, on your first tour of Australia as a reporter.
Swanton,
E.W. Swanton. Yeah. In 1930-32, the Bodyline series. He said, they haven't got these. I said, yes. Him and Tom Graney went diving straight into the library to look at them, like, you know. They got all these reports on the Bodyline series, because it was a great writer. Yeah. People like were great writers, weren't they? You know, but obviously they're a bit like Repton people, weren't they?
Oh, well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, you've taken us from your earliest beginnings right through your cricketing life. It's been absolutely fascinating. I'd like to thank you for sharing it with us.
I enjoyed it very much, David. Thank you very much.
Thank you.